What's up YouTube? It's your boy Senekill back in the shop, and today I'm doing a video on a vise I restored probably about 4 months back, and hopefully while I'm at it I'll give you guys some tips, maybe some ideas as to what to do if you're tackling a project like this. Whenever I got this vise, it was in horrible shape. The vise was locked up, the screw was pretty rusty, the jaws, the old jaw inserts, was pretty much destroyed. There was nothing there. On one side, the T-slot that was there for the original type jaw inserts, it was busted off on the top side, and on the other side, a similar jaw. I don't think it was meant for the vise, but a T-slot type jaw insert was used, and it was actually welded in place, and they actually went as far as to drill a hole through the top of the vise to the leg on the T insert and welded it there as well, and so it was in pretty rough shape. What I did was whenever I got the vise home, I put it in the shop and I just soaked it in WD-40 for probably about 2 or 3 weeks. I'd come out here every other day and I'd spray it, and then I'd come back out another day and tilt it a different way, spray it some more, and eventually I was able to hit it with a sledgehammer, hit the handle, and it busted loose, and I got it apart. Then after that I had to figure out what I was going to do about the jaws. The one where the jaw was welded on, the flat part of the T-insert jaw, I cut that part off with a cutting wheel, and then I took the vise to school and I put it on a mill, and I actually had to machine back all of the weld, and the weld itself was non-machinable, so it just kept busting off, and eventually I got most of it off, and I was able to get the leg to the T-insert out. But after that, it was just kind of, there was no way around it. I had to tear all of that old material off, so I just kept machining it back. On this one, I had to pull probably about 3/4 of the material, 3/4 inch of material off, maybe a little more. And on this side, probably about 1 1/8 of material had to come off on it. And after that, I end up making some mild steel jaws. I actually plan on having these case hardened, but I just took a chunk of mild steel and solid square stock, and I machined out these jaws. As you can see, they are huge. There's the face, but I got those machined out, and then everything was really kind of gravy after that. Oh, I forgot to mention, the slide was actually kind of seized into position too, but I soaked it as well, and I took a 1x6 and put on the end of the slide, and just took a sledgehammer to it and busted that off as well. That started to slide pretty easily after a few hits with a sledgehammer. So yeah, I got it all made up and fixed it up pretty decent. It's in a hell of a lot better shape than what it was whenever I got it, and it took quite a bit of work. It's definitely doable. I wouldn't, after me telling you all that, I hope it doesn't deter you from going to the scrapyard and picking one up. My vise, whenever I got this, was in horrible shape, like I said before. I'm sure you could find one that's in a little bit better shape. Sometimes people just toss them just because they get locked up, or they just don't feel like dealing with fixing one, or they come across an old junk one somewhere and they just take it and scrap it to get a little bit of money out of it. And but they're definitely repairable. I wouldn't look at a locked up vise as unrepairable. I would just, if you plan on looking at doing a project like this, I would definitely take into account the jaws. Like, to me, if I was going to do this again, that would be the first thing that I look at. I would definitely look at the shape of the jaws, and depending on the brand, like I think Wilton, I'm pretty sure you can still get jaw inserts for them, but this is an old Desmond-Simplex, and that company, they don't even make vices anymore. They actually make abrasives, and it's almost impossible to find any type of jaw inserts for these vices. But I'm pretty sure on some of the older Wiltons, it's pretty easy to come across them on eBay, the jaw inserts. If not, I always see the old Wiltons coming up for sale on eBay as well, and you could probably find one and steal some parts from it if it's in bad shape too. But yeah, like I wouldn't just say no to a vise just because it's locked up. Like I said, the most important thing you need to be looking at is the jaws. Now, if you got a mill of your own, or you have a friend or somewhere where you can take it and have your own jaws made and have the vise machined so the new jaws will fit, you may not have a problem there. But that's all the issues I ran into on this vise. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back together for you guys. That way you can see it working. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, first thing I'm gonna do is put this jaw that I made back on. When I was first trying to take this vise apart, I didn't realize, like an idiot, that this needed to come off first, and I actually bent the crap out of it trying to hit the sledgehammer on it, or on the slide to get that out. Or not on the slide, but on the handle. But, alright. Let's see if I can find something. I actually made a new handlebar for it, but I made it way too short. I don't know why it does that vibrating, but I'll open this up all the way. So, there we go. Go ahead and give you guys a close-up of it real quick. But to buy a vise with a throat depth like that and a jaw width like that, to get a new one, and that's pretty good, you're probably looking at several $100s. All in all, I might have 25 or 30 bucks in fixing this up, and a lot of that is probably paint. But yeah, so this is what I ended up with. I really hope this video helped some of you guys out. I hope if you decide to restore a vise of your own, hope it turns out well. Real quick, I messed up on this. Well, no, it wasn't this one. This one came out pretty flush. Yeah, this is the one that's pretty bad. My holes are a little bit off. On this side it's pretty bad. On the other side it isn't near as bad, but my holes that I drilled right there are a little bit off. But yeah, this is what I ended up with. Thanks for checking out my video. Hope to help some of you guys out. Peace.